In this short video, I'm going to show you how to set up separate unit pathways in your classroom. I'm going to return back to my higher project qualification classroom. And as you'll see in my stream, I now have at the top a report template and a performance template. So I'm now starting to cater for the different unit pathways available through the project qualifications. I've moved these to the top by clicking on the three dots and saying move to the top. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to add in a artifact template pathway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to classwork. I'm going to create an assignment, and this one is going to be the higher project qualification artifact template. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to initially just tag in the Word document type approach, which is here, and I'm going to add that in to my qualification. I'm going to add my instructions, so please click on the document below to create your own version. And again, just remind myself, I'm going to make sure I make a copy for each student. The other thing I want to do is potentially, given that it's an artifact, is not produce the work as a Word style document, but also as a PowerPoint style document. So I'm going to go back to Google Drive, and here is my classroom space right here. And what I'm going to do is just off screen, I'm going to grab a PowerPoint that I've created for the HBQ that is now going to convert into a Google Slides document. So because I've got the settings on my upload option to convert it into a Google style document, you will see here now I've got this slide deck appear, and it's changed its icon to Google Slides. And when I open this, what I now have is I have the Word document, which I've converted into a PowerPoint, and it's now done this as an editable document. This is obviously my template document, so I don't want students to have this. But if I go back to my assignment now, I'm going to click on the link here for Google Drive. I'm going to find that recent ad and then click and add it in. And again, I'm just going to make sure that we create a copy for each document. I'm now going to say click on either of the two documents below to create your own version. And now the students have the option of working on a presentation slide deck or working on as a Google document. They're essentially ready to go. I'm still going to do all the same things. I'm going to put 40 marks in. I'm going to set my due date, which I think, if I remember correctly, was October. So we're going to go in here, October 31st. We're going to make sure there's a time, which is the end of the school day. And that's all been set up. I've got topics, which I'm going to start creating now, because I think this is going to help me organize down the line. So I'm going to create a topic called Artifact. And again, if I want to speak to specific students, I can create assignments and requirements just for the Artifact students now by using that as a topic dropdown. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to attach a rubric. Now, our original rubric, if you remember, was set up for the report approach. I'm going to go back to my classroom now. I'm going to go to rubric exports. And what you'll see is I've made a duplication of the report to make the performance one, and I've duplicated that again to make the artifact one. If I go into the artifact one and scroll down to AO3, that's where I need to make sure that I've copied and pasted from the assessment grids the right text. So this is the mainly written one, and obviously I've deleted that one. I've actually included this one here, which is on page 42, which is this one about artifacts. So I've copied and pasted this into my rubric here. I've done it again here, AO3 band 2, and I've obviously not had to update AO3 because it's just that additional independence mark. That rubric is now an Excel document or an Excel type document. So when I go back to my project, I can choose Add Rubric, Import from Sheets, and what I should find is the artifact one that I've just opened up there because that's my most recent. I'm going to add that one now, and what that will do is automatically populate all of those things that we created in the first report one, but now it's all the artifact stuff. I can now scroll back up to the top. It's out of 40 marks. I'm going to save that. Now what I have is I have my assignment set up. I've got optional document pathway, depending on which way the students want to go. I've got my rubric of 40 marks, which is related to the artifact route, and I can now assign this. Now, of course, don't forget, you can assign this, schedule this. You can save it as a draft. I'm obviously just going to assign it to make sure it goes into my stream live. And now what you'll see is in my classwork, I've now got my 3 different routes. Obviously, as I'm seeing students populate onto this, I can start adding in the marks, but I've now got my different pathways. And as you can see, this candidate here, this student here has chosen this pathway, which is my report one, but I will have separate students on the performance and separate students on the artifact. If I go back to my stream, I now have my 3 at the top there. And again, I can move these around just to help the students out. But now I have my 3 different routes. So once the students have decided which route they're going to go through, they can choose the appropriate assessment approach that they're going to take. I hope that was helpful.